In this series of tutorials, I'm going to be discussing the top network security tools. These tools can be used for network vulnerability assessment, exploitation, intrusion detection, port scanning, and much more. The first thing you're going to want to do on any wireless network is use a tool such as Kismet. Kismet's used in Windows, Mac, Linux, Unix. It's very powerful at detecting wireless networks in a given range. Depending on your antenna, you'll be able to pick up any number of networks. You can also use a tool such as NetStumbler. Coming in at number 18, it's a Windows-only tool. I'm using the Linksys version of Kismet. Pretty much has the same output. Signal strength, security type, channel, MAC address. As you can see, they're all locked with WEP or WPA encryption. So, if that's the case, you're going to have to use a program such as Aircrack, the fastest available WEP WPA cracking tool. There are many tutorials online. You should learn how to use it. It works very well. Here's an example output for Linksys 2, which is this one. It was WEP encrypted. Took about 10 minutes because the range, it was so close. You can see the password here. All you do is type that in, and you're on. So, once you gain access to a wireless router, you're going to want to try and log in. As we can see here, admin is always the default username for any Linksys wireless router. You can see here it's a WT54G. The password, default password, is always admin. Here we can see that they changed the default password. So we're going to need to find a tool that can obtain the password for us. Coming in at number 15, THC Hydra, a fast network authentication cracker. Basically what this does is it uses a password file with thousands or even millions of passwords in it, a text file, and tries it using the name admin. So here are some of my favorite tools. Most of them are Windows GUI interface tools. THC Hydra is actually one of the only ones that's a command line interface. I'll be discussing the rest of these tools in later tutorials. So for the meantime, I'll be using THC Hydra to obtain a password for the router. We'll use the command line interface. Alright, here we can see that it tested several hundred passwords using the login admin, and have found the password 123456778. Now usually router passwords are simple passwords, unlike websites or other secure accounts. So they usually take a short time to crack, maybe 10-15 minutes up to a couple hours, even if it takes overnight. Just let the program run overnight, and hopefully when you wake up you'll have the password. So alright, now we've gained access to the router. The first thing you're going to want to do is see who else is on the router. So there's only 2 IP addresses, 101 and 102. The less IP addresses, the better. That means more bandwidth for you. Basically, you can configure a lot of things. You could configure the password if you wanted. If they have a Mac filter list, you could add yourself. There are a lot of things you could do. This is the main thing, is gaining access to the router. Some other tools. Cane enable. I'll be discussing art poisoning in a later tutorial. Metasploit 3 is an extremely advanced and complex platform. NetStumbler. I guess I could show this real fast. We can see here. You can see the output is rather slow. Here's the time across the bottom. And that's NetStumbler. Nmap, extremely powerful tool. Wireshark. Brutus is a password cracker. Smac, if we needed to change our MAC address. If they were using, which they are, by the way. Oh, that's the problem when you use NetStumbler. It can disconnect you, so that's why I don't like it. Well, that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll be discussing how to probe around the network that you've now gained access to, and okay, I'll see you next time.